On this episode of Big Kitchens, temperatures are rising at the biggest chili restaurant in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This king-size kitchen cooks up more than 3,000 chili dishes a night.
It's all about the chilies.
This is New Mexican food, Super Grande style.
Every time we come to El Pinto, it's fantastic.
On one of the busiest nights of the year,
the orders will be coming through here. There'll be about 3,000 of these tickets tonight. High five.
We meet the faces.
Delicious.
And food.
We got to make sure every plate is the highest quality.
Every night is like the busiest night of our life.
Behind one of the world's biggest kitchens. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Home to the most popular chili restaurant in America, El Pinto.
On a busy night, it's like going into a battlefield.
Feeding up to 20,000 customers a week, this joint does Mexican cuisine on a massive scale. From spicy red chili ribs to green chili enchiladas, this is some of the hottest food in the U.S. El Pinto is owned by twin brothers John and Jim Thomas. They live, breathe, and eat chilies.
We're in the chili capital of the world, and we've grown to this size because the customers enjoy our food so much.
Been eating this for 25 years, and every time I come here, this is what I get.
El Pinto was opened in 1962 by the Thomas family, with 10 tables serving their grandmother's recipes. It was an instant hit. Today, it seats more than 1,000 customers and feeds 250,000 people a year, including celebrities and presidents.
El Pinto makes me feel like I'm at home, like, you know, just like at my grandmother's.
How you guys doing? Doing good.
El Pinto's kitchen is 5,000 square feet of giant grills, oversized ovens, and king-sized cauldrons of food. A kitchen staff of 100 cooks 1 ton of food a night. But the real key to keeping this monster Mexican running smoothly is a constant supply of fresh chilies. 5 million a year.
The chili is the most important part. We hand pick it, we hand peel it, we treat it like it's the most important part of the meal.
Jim and John grow chilies on a 100-acre farm nearby. It feeds their kitchen with 100 gallons of red and green chili sauce a day, serving more than 3,000 dishes a night. Roasting the chilies to bring out their flavors never stops for Jim.
You can smell that aroma. Oh, nothing better. Ho, 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 I feel like Santa Claus here. Got some fresh green chili. This is a typical roaster that you'll see throughout New Mexico during the roasting season. This is the best way to roast a chili. It comes out, just caramelizes it, and brings out the flavor of the roasting. Here we go. We want to make sure all these are burning real hot. The hotter, the better.
The iron chili roaster is heated using blue flames and can reach temperatures up to 2,500 degrees.
Here it's very roasting good now. It's looking good. This is what sets us apart from our competitors. We do it the old traditional way of roasting and peeling by hand. It's just an amazing smell. It brings the people in by hordes.
To make the perfect chili sauce, Jim first fries up onions with garlic. In with his chilies, fresh tomato sauce, and a touch of salt.
We have customers getting ready to line up out the door. This takes a lot of preparation to do a real good chili. It all takes time.
The perfect chili to accompany El Pinto's most famous dish? The green chili chicken enchilada is really the whole enchilada. 3 layers of shredded chicken, cheese, and piles of hot green chili. All stacked between fresh-baked corn tortillas. El Pinto goes through 10,000 tortillas a night.
It's love, passion, and chilies here at El Pinto.
Preparing the enchiladas is down to Brother John.
We add the green chili onto here. We add the chicken, some more green chili. Now we have two types of green chili here. We have a hot and a mild. This one is actually the hot. I prefer hot. Cheese, not too much cheese. That's not a pizza. We add some more chili.
3 more layers of chili, chicken, and cheese top the dish. The green chili chicken enchilada is a masterclass in New Mexican cuisine. Every year, they serve 350,000 of them. Since El Pinto opened, it has made enough enchiladas to stretch across America.
I love it. It's fantastic. Every time I come here, I order it.
You know, I've always been a fan of El Pinto. Always great food, great atmosphere. And I love their enchiladas. They're great. Good.
It's lunchtime now, but Jim and John are already gearing up for a huge challenge tonight. It's Saturday, their busiest night of the week, and they're organizing a giant pig roast for a big party of guests.
Wow.
The oven is sizzling.
I guess it's pretty hot. It burned my probe. Oh my God.
We got 200 customers coming, and if we don't have this pig ready, that's it. So.
In New Mexico, the biggest chili restaurant in the world is gearing up for Saturday night, the busiest night of the week.
We got the A-team on, and they're just kicking ass.
Tonight, Jim's team must cook more than 1 ton of delicious New Mexican food, including a 150-pound dressed pig that they'll roast in an ancient Native American oven. Always risky.
It burned my probe.
Cooking this beast is down to executive chef Patrick Hancock.
And everybody wants to see it. The whole goal with the pig is to have the pig be the star. The star for the evening.
Patrick's reputation for roasting pigs to perfection adds to El Pinto's popularity. He seasons the meat generously with salt and pepper and 4 dozen cloves of garlic.
This will flavor the internal part of the meat a little bit. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a rub. Make it feel like it's appreciated a little bit. I don't know if you would call this the glamour job in the kitchen, but like they said, somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me, huh?
Watch your edge, watch your edge.
Just use your foot.
Outside, it's crucial Patrick gets the oven temperature just right to make sure the giant pig roast is cooked on time. But there's a big problem. Again.
Check it out. It burned it right off. Yeah.
It burnt the thermometer right off.
You don't even know what the temperature of the pig is. That's not good.
Got you not 1, but 2 tempered probes that just failed on us. And now there's no way really checking out the temperature of the pig.
Guesstimating the cooking time for 5 hours, Patrick will have a lot to juggle, as he is also in charge of cooking up El Pinto's signature dish. Succulent pork ribs smothered in fresh red chilies. El Pinto extracts 500 buckets of marinade from their chilies a year. First task, sear the ribs.
The whole intent is just to impart some flavor. It's kind of a smoky aftertaste when they're cooked.
Then cut them in half. And with all pigs having 12 ribs,
I count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I cut them in half. So I'm going to lightly season them with salt and pepper in a granulated garlic mixture.
the final step before cooking is what makes the chili ribs famous.
So what we have here is we have the actual marinade. This is definitely the secret to the success of these ribs.
Patrick smothers the ribs in homemade red chili marinade. El Pinto has a factory on site that houses their secret weapon, a patented machine that can extract skin and seeds from the chilies. 60 pounds in 60 seconds flat. The
temperature of the oven is about 250 degrees. These will be cooked for about 6 hours.
El Pinto sells 25,000 plates of red chili ribs every year. That's 40,000 pounds of pork. The finished dish is a sensory overload of chili spice explosion in the mouth.
I like when I ate them, it just fell off the bone. It was real easy to eat.
El Pinto has it down. Yeah, they're the best in Albuquerque, obviously, and probably in the Southwest. Our favorite spot, once a week.
Making sure El Pinto matches quantity with quality has taken years to get right.
We have 15 terminals here throughout the restaurant where waiters are constantly putting orders in every minute. The orders will be coming through here. There'll be about 3,000 of these tickets tonight. Everything's got to run just like a machine. It's got to run like a clock. So it's all about communication between the front of the house, the back of the house, and we have a massive house.
As the lunch rush heats up, so does the demand for the green chili sauce.
Let me grab my green chili sauce here.
With more enchiladas being sold than expected, Jim now needs to make a fresh batch of green chili sauce from scratch, ASAP.
I don't want to say balls to walls, but I'll tell you, it's going to be balls to walls. It's going to be tough tonight.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, the lunchtime rush at El Pinto is in full swing. The massive kitchen is racing to keep up with the demand for green chili sauce.
It's not only picked by hand, but it's also peeled by hand. As you can see, it's a very laborious job. No shortcuts when it comes to making home cooking like this. We hand peel close to 200 pounds per day. We're getting working quick to get this chili made up. Come on, girls, we got to get this done. Ándale, ándale, por favor, ándale.
The skins, along with all the other food waste, goes to feed El Pinto's most unusual customers.
Welcome to El Pinto's worm farm. Each barrel has about 15,000 worms, and it will metabolize full body weight every 24 hours. And these worms are hungry. We got to keep them fed. This is our kitchen scraps, and from here it gets fed to the worms. And then from there it gets fed to the chili plants. And then from there the customers are enjoying our most wonderful red and green chili.
With the nutrients deposited back into the soil, they collect any waste liquid in barrels to fertilize next season's crops.
They call this liquid gold in the industry. Ah, Mother Nature is in the palms of my hand.
But it's back to work. 2 p.m. The kitchen is working flat out to keep pace with 500 orders an hour.
It's always busy. You just gotta stay on top of it. There's no time to think about anything else.
There's a lot of action here. All you've seen is shoulders and elbows, and everyone's just focused on getting it done.
Yeah, you guys, I need that Pinto 1 chicken fingers.
The people that are working on a busy night have to focus on what they're doing, and they got to be right on their game. They work as a team. Quite a machine here at El Pinto. We call it the Machina.
As the lunch rush gives way to the evening event,
what a team!
The staff are given a last-minute pep talk.
We got to be on top of our game tonight like we always are. Good luck, everyone.
Let's do it.
Come on, high five, everyone.
The moment has finally arrived to serve up the super-sized pig roast.
Is the pig ready? They're coming in. There's over 200 people out there waiting.
Yeah, it's ready. This thing's been in here now for 6 hours. Wow. Be careful. You want me help?
So we're gonna go down slow.
No drinking and driving, though. Watch it, watch it.
We gotta go this way.
Okay.
Okay.
You all right? Yeah. Who hurt your back, dude? You've been pumping iron, dude.
This is hot.
It's looking good. Smells good, huh? You put enough garlic in there, right, Pat?
The customers can't wait to dig in.
Hey, John. There's 100 people out there right now. What do you want to do? These guys want to eat.
Well, let's feed them. Let's do it.
All right. Pat, let's do it. It's time. The moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
Like Christmas. Wow, look at that. Holy cow, or holy pig. That's great, Pat. I'm salivating here. Let me have a little piece there. Wow, Pat, you gotta be kidding.
That's the best one.
Best one.
Sure.
We just set the bar level a little bit higher for this Pinto here today. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you. Good job. Here, Javier.
Can I get some of that cheek meat, please?
Sure.
That's the best part of the pig.
Fantastic.
We're here for the montazo. We're at the pig roast, so I've got some rice, some guacamole, and some pig. It's delicious.
We keep coming back because the food is amazing. Every time we come here, it's always just above and beyond.
9 p.m. El Pinto is slammed. Will Jim and John's crew crack under the pressure?
We're running at full peak right now. Putting out a dish every 30 seconds. Kitchen's doing great, didn't stress to the hilt, but they're hanging in there.
In Albuquerque, New Mexico, the 100-strong staff at El Pinto are working at a breakneck pace to feed more than 2,000 customers. The pig roast a success by the hair of their chinny chin chin. El Pinto has saved the best for last. The Levante, a New Mexican tiramisu. Layer upon layer of cream, custard, and sugary biscuits. It's heaven on a plate. It's El Pinto's most popular dessert, and the baking team gets through a staggering 5,000 biscochitos every month.
This is good.
Levante is delicious.
Fantastic. Quite rich and tasty.
It's delicious. People just fall in love with this dessert.
The Levante is built from a foundation of New Mexican cookies called the biscochito.
We make tens of thousands of these. People just can't get enough of this dessert. We're gonna put them in the oven.
Next step, create the creamy custard.
This is egg yolk, sugar, and XO Café liqueur. So now I'm gonna take the custard mix here and take it up front and cook it up for 30 minutes. You just cannot rush this recipe. That's Levante.
Ronnie marries the custard with a mountain of mascarpone cheese and whipped cream.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put the final touch on these biscochitos, and that's cinnamon and sugar. You can never have enough cinnamon and sugar. Hacer Levante means to fall in love. That's why people love this dessert so much. Okay, now the fun part. We finally get to build the Levante. It's like a puzzle. It's looking good already, huh? Okay. My goal when I make this dessert today is to make sure each and every customer that orders this dessert falls in love with Levante.
Topping it off, chocolate spiked with chili.
We're gonna infuse chocolate with some red chili. The heat is gonna complement the sweet. The red chili, it doesn't affect any of your tongue. It's just, when you swallow, it just hits you right down here on the throat. It's unbelievable filling. It's just so warming and lovely. Voila, Levante, the dessert you'll fall in love with.
El Pinto serves up 10,000 Levantes a year. Piled on top of one another, that's a mile-high tower of spicy tiramisu. The final result is pure passion for the senses.
It's so good. Some of the chocolate has a bit of red chili in it, so it gives it a little kick. It's very good.
Chocolate and chili is fantastic. Great taste.
How many calories in here? I don't care.
100 gallons of chili sauce and 100 pounds of cooked ribs and pork later, it's been another successful night at El Pinto.
I haven't had food like this anywhere else.
My favorite dish here is I like the red chili ribs. The enchiladas are great. Margaritas are awesome.
I've been coming here off and off for over 3 decades. This is one of the most authentic New Mexican places you can find.
It turned out to be just a wonderful evening. It started off a little rough, with that pig, the thermometer's breaking, but everything was executed just perfectly.
Making things special for the customer makes it very difficult for the kitchen, but that's what it's about, pleasing the customer.
Like my grandma says, panza llena, contente corazón. That's probably the most important thing. Full stomach and happy heart.
In Austin, Texas, everything is supersized.
We had 2 dozen glaze, 2 dozen chocolate.
Especially the donuts in America's most famous drive-through joint, Round Rock Donuts.
Look at the size of that thing.
This huge kitchen cooks up a whopping 200,000 donuts and over 8,000 cookies to feed 21,000 customers every week.
Want some?
This is donut delivery on a massive scale.
You just want to eat it because it's delicious and you don't care about the calorie ramifications.
It's huge. I don't know if I could finish it all.
On one of the busiest days of the year.
We've got to feed them, and we've got to feed them fast.
We meet the faces.
I hope my wife don't catch me eating this.
And the food.
Yes, yes, yes. Donut time.
Behind one of the world's biggest kitchens. Just 20 miles from Austin, Texas, is Round Rock Donuts. One of America's favorite restaurants.
Welcome to Round Rock Donuts.
Feeding up to 3,000 customers every day. This king-size cafe and drive-thru serves up 5 million donuts to over 300,000 vehicles a year.
Can you say donuts?
Thank you. You have a wonderful day now.
Cooking up super sweet surprises like cookies, cakes, and America's biggest donut, the 14-inch Texan. These are tasty treats on a titanic scale.
I love the donuts here. They're delicious.
They have not changed one bit over the years. Whatever process I use, it's worked.
It takes 60 staff, 3 massive mixers, 2 walk-in fridges, and 3 giant deep fat fryers to keep this 1,500 square foot kitchen running.
Everything is bigger in Texas, so why not?
Round Rock Donuts opened in 1926 on the outskirts of a small town that bears its name, not far from Austin. Almost 90 years on, this family-run drive-thru is legendary.
It's 4:30 in the morning and I'm opening up. Somebody's got to do it.
The team has been frying since midnight. The man in charge of making sure the whole operation runs smoothly is Paul Goodillon.
So you can't stop because the customers don't stop coming, and it keeps me young at least.
From prepping donuts to ordering fresh supplies, Paul's sticky fingers are all over this joint.
It's not even breakfast yet, and we've got donuts flying off the shelves.
7 a.m. and the breakfast rush is now in full swing.
The next order, send it, please.
And I hope the kitchen can keep up with the front.
So the breakfast team need to max out donut production. To create these incredible crullers, bakers here must mix Round Rock Donuts' signature dough using flour, eggs, sugar, butter, and yeast. The team will cut and fry 1.5 tons of dough a day. Manager Paul's son, Colton Goodillon, has the stickiest job in the kitchen to fill the donuts with thick, oozing cream.
When I tell my friends I've been pumping custard all day, they tend to get a little jealous.
Colton's in charge of one super sweet treat breakfast guests here simply can't get enough of.
I like to eat them behind my husband's back. It's like having an affair.
Round Rock's famous chocolate glazed eclairs.
The filling is great. It's like pudding, and I love pudding.
These French-inspired delicacies are filled to burst with Bavarian cream and then hand-coated in rich, milky chocolate.
This is one of our most popular desserts. People really do enjoy the Bavarian cream and the chocolate together. It's a good combination.
Bakers make the eclair from the same legendary dough as the Round Rock donuts, but for the perfect bite, they must cook it differently.
So you want to keep it submerged the whole time. That way they can fry evenly. An overcooked eclair will taste burnt on the outside, and it'll also make the inside way too crispy, and the cream won't even stay inside of the donut.
Each week, Colton pumps 3,000 crispy pastry shells full of thick, gloopy cream.
Now I'm gonna do my favorite thing.
Then gets hands-on with his eclairs.
It feels very nice. It's kind of like a hot tub for your hands. You're gonna wanna dip your hand in there and just smoothly cover it with chocolate. You just let the chocolate kind of roll off your hand.
Colton smears his way through 275 gallons of hot chocolate each week. These dreamy, creamy confections are a breakfast to die for. Round Rock Donut sells over 150,000 eclairs each year. End to end, that's 14 miles of tasty breakfast pastry.
The icing on top is perfect. It just kind of melts in your mouth when you eat it. It's perfect.
That's good. I like the filling. Delicious. Don't tell anybody I'm on a diet.
It's only 10 a.m., and the breakfast sugar rush will soon become the lunch rush.
You need a dozen glaze and a dozen chocolate?
The team are serving one car every 45 seconds, selling 50 donuts a minute.
We're pushing out quantities, but we gotta keep the quality up.
And soon, they'll be slammed by 1,000 more customers as one of Texas's biggest classic car festivals rolls into town.
I'm ready for them. We have to mentally prepare ourselves to be ready for them.
Wow, we're about to get slammed.
In Round Rock, the biggest drive-through donut joint in Texas is gearing up for the craziest Saturday of the year.
So it's getting busy now. We've got a queue outside, we've got people in the lobby, and the machine is really starting to roll.
It's 11 a.m. 15,000 donuts and eclairs have already left the shelves. And out at the drive-thru, the first few classic cars are arriving in town for the big show.
Man, all those gas guzzlers are gonna want some feeding.
So we're all geared up for a busy day. You've got your people placed.
I do.
30 seconds per car if you can get it going that way. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Round Rock may be synonymous with donuts, but as the lunch rush kicks in, demand for a savory treat takes off.
We're selling these almost as quickly as we're making them.
Lunchtime drive-by diners love to pig out on this punch-packing pork product, the legendary sausage kolache.
Jalapeno cheese kolache, my favorite dish here.
You got a sausage and sausage cheese kolache?
Yes, we can't come to Round Rock without having one of these.
Nicknamed Pigs in Blankets, the kolache is a delicious smoked sausage flavored with jalapenos and cheese, wrapped in the sweetest of sweetbreads.
The sausage kolaches are an old Czech recipe. This is a very, very popular item in this part of the country.
Each week, Round Rock Donuts use up to 15,000 sausages to make this popular piquant pastry. These are no ordinary sausages. For the last 5 years, Big Boss Paul and his special supplier have developed a completely bespoke blend of herbs and spices to make his kolaches unique.
So we're on our way down to Smoky, Denmark to pick up a hot shot of sausages.
Paul's mission is to make sure that every one of the 4,500 sausages for today's lunchtime rush is perfectly formed.
Quality control is really important to us. When our customers come, we want to serve them the very best product.
Under Paul's watchful eye, workers mix 800 pounds of the finest pork and beef with salt and cayenne pepper, a hint of garlic, and the secret blend of herbs and spices. Then stuff the meaty mixture into a natural hog casing, smoking it for 3 hours.
They still use real wood chip, so they get a real smoke on it instead of using liquid smoke.
So what do you think of the smoke? Enough smoke on that for you?
Yeah, the color is great.
Satisfied his meat is magnificent, Paul dashes back to Round Rock with the supplies to cook up the next batch of kolaches for diners. First task, wrap his pork in the signature Round Rock dough.
This dough, we make it slightly sweeter to complement the savory flavor of the sausage.
This dough has 2 extra cups of sugar mixed in.
So now the fun part, rolling them up. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy is going to go into my stomach at some point.
Finally, he bakes the sausage kolaches at 350 degrees for 20 minutes.
Ooh, that's hot. So they're golden brown, ready to go. All right.
This traditional European delicacy is hugely popular. Paul and his team will hand roll up to 800,000 of these porky parcels of pleasure each year.
The bread's nice and soft, flaky, but then it just mixes well with the saltiness, spiciness, and cheesiness of the sausage.
Kolache was good. It had good meat and bread to it, so I loved it. I let nobody else try it.
It's midday. The lunch rush is already in overdrive, and the Classic Car Festival is turbocharging donut demand.
Oh my God, it's mad crazy outside. There's like 100 cars. It's going crazy.
Appetites are growing and tempers are flaring as the car fanatics queue up for the ultimate donut, the 14-inch Texan.
I would probably wait 20 to 30 minutes in here just for that donut.
It's the Incredible Hulk of donuts.
The customers are getting angry because they wanted donuts so much.
We got to keep this machine going, cranking the donuts out. Things are really heating up.
It's a hot Saturday just outside Austin, Texas, and the lunch rush at Round Rock Donuts drive-thru has hit full throttle. Over 100 hungry classic car fanatics have rolled up in their rides.
He loves his donut. I mean, he basically sees it and just goes, yes, 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 donut time.
No, other donut people just can't do it, what these guys are doing.
As you can see, we're all the way around the block here. When people have to wait, they start getting impatient. So we've got to feed them, and we've got to feed them fast.
And this is what they've all come for.
Whoa, look at the size of that donut.
The famous 14-inch, 2-pound Texan. As big as 12 regular-sized donuts and smothered in lip-smacking orange glaze.
I try to eat it. It's too much for me.
They make the Texan from the restaurant's signature dough. To meet demand for this monster, they mix over 1,000 batches of dough each year.
People who come from all over America to experience this.
Preparing the famous dough is down to donut master Polo Garcia.
If for some reason I don't do the proper measurements, the dough is going to be a disaster.
For this beast of a batch, Polo must mix eggs.
We use about 6,000 eggs a day, so I'm sorry for the chicken.
Flour, sugar, butter, and last but not least, yeast.
Come on, baby. You're gonna become alive, okay? You're gonna have to start working pretty soon.
Polo mixes the dough for 10 minutes.
It's gonna be magic pretty soon.
He leaves it to rise for 40 minutes. Cuts it down to size.
Like we say in Texas. Yeehaw!
Then it's time to roll.
With this type of exercise, what can you say? You don't need to go to the gym, do you?
Making the perfect donut demanded by Round Rock's faithful followers takes a special skill.
We're calling the wrist flex. Now it's gonna be time for me to pet my baby. You see? Nice. Very nice. And now, do you want to see the giant one?
This titan of the donut world is so big, it needs cutting with a bucket.
And this is how we made Texas donut.
This giant takes twice as long to cook as any normal donut.
When the dough is not cooked right, it becomes kind of chewy and gooey, and we don't want that from them.
Polo fries this Whopper for 6 minutes until it's golden on the outside and cooked to perfection on the inside.
I've been turning this for almost 20 years. I know at this point when they're ready or not.
Finally, he drizzles the mouth-watering orange glaze over this doughy freak, making it irresistible.
This is what makes the Texas donut unique. Kind of top secret, but it's very, very tasteful.
This is one of America's most famous donuts. The chefs here churn out almost 80,000 of these sticky behemoths every year.
Look at the size of this thing. My God, how could anybody eat one of these?
It's the biggest donut I've ever seen, by far, ever.
The Texas donut goes a long way. It's enough to feed a family of 5.
It was enough to feed her whole classroom.
kids.
Yes.
1 p.m., the lunch rush hits peak. Hundreds of sugar-crazed car aficionados slam this big kitchen with one order every 30 seconds.
No, I mean, I think it's probably the busiest day since I've ever worked here. I've been working here for 3 years now.
Amidst the chaos, bakers at Round Rock Donuts also have to produce made-to-order, personalized specialty cakes.
They can change the colors, pick the size cake they want, color of icing. All we need is 24 hours advance notice, and they're ready to go.
Out of the blue, and at the height of the rush, the car show crew need a custom cake to mark their event. Within 1 hour.
We don't normally decorate cakes without a 24-hour notice.
The customer's already downstairs, so we're gonna try to go as fast as we can.
At one of America's most famous donut drive-thrus, the lunch rush is finally subsiding.
Board's almost clear, we got this.
All the crazy cars are on their way out, so it's starting to get back to normal a little bit again.
But with the car show organizers waiting on a special order, there is one highly skilled team that is still working flat out. The 4 artisans producing completely unique specialty cakes.
It's creamy and thick. I love it.
On top of soft, rich sponge cake sits ingeniously sculpted buttercream icing in almost any conceivable form.
The detail of the swirls and the design and the colors, it makes it all come together. It's beautiful and yummy.
I like it because it's like almost all the colors of the rainbow.
Everybody loves cake. People put a lot of thought into their cake when they're planning their parties.
Each year, the cake crew hand decorates up to 16,000 custom cakes. Leading the team producing these masterpieces is Queen of Cakes, Deanne Moen.
We bake to order. We bake our cakes here in-house every day.
To make these wonders of the cake world, Deanne will need to make 60 gallons of icing each week.
It's the old-fashioned buttercream, which is the shortening powdered sugar.
To create the most intricate designs and make the cake easier to ice, the team flash freeze the sponge bases.
It's important to give them a little bit of chill time so the cake will set and it won't crumble on you when you're trying to ice it. Having the cake smooth really is the difference between having it look homemade or having it look top-notch.
Deanne's crew decorate up to 70 cakes a day. Mixing the right color for the right cake order is absolutely critical.
So this is my artist palette. We have our purple, we've got the yellow. This is our leaf green. We have our royal blue.
Deanne's team use up to 9,000 tubes of colored icing each year. and it takes a steady hand to add the final touches.
Oh, look, I got that just right with the dots.
The last cake of the day is for the car festival organizers, waiting downstairs. Deanne must work fast.
So they're here for this cake, and I'm trying to get the last minute touches on. I'm outlining some flames, and then we'll fill it in, make it look like fire. Oh, my bag is not cooperating with me. Always something happens when you're in a hurry. All right.
Finally, Deanne is happy with her custom-made car cake.
I think we're done.
But will the client be satisfied?
All right. Thank you. I hope you like it.
Oh, wow, that is sharp.
Thank you for doing
Thank
that
you very
so
much.
quick.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I'm glad we could help.
That is just cool.
After 9 hours of solid service, the Round Rock Donuts team can finally take a breath.
So the guy that picked up the cake from the car club was pretty happy, and he was one of our last people, so I think we're in the clear now. Not only has it been the best day of the year, but I figure we've broken a record of about 32,000 donuts today.
Just like people get attached to smoking cigarettes, I'm attached to Round Rock Donuts.
This is the most fabulous donut in the state of Texas. It has so much flavor to it. It has the glaze to it, its sweetness, it's made fresh. It's awesome.
That's good. Like a donut should.
I am very proud to be a part of this team. I think this is the sweetest job in America.
In Iowa, America's biggest truck stop,
We got 900 spaces out there, and they are all filling up.
fights to keep up with the constant influx of hungry truckers.
It's good food.
This titanic truck stop dishes up 350,000 meals a year.
That's a lot of meat.
On one of the busiest days of the year,
It's pretty crazy right now.
we meet the faces
It's getting super busy out there.
and the food
You can't have none, but it's good.
behind one of the world's biggest kitchens. Interstate 80, nearly 3,000 miles of Trans-American Highway. Home to the world's biggest truck stop. And the world's biggest truck stop restaurant, Iowa 80 Kitchen.
It's marvelous.
Truckers come from all over America for their favorite home-cooked meals 24/7.
You always hear about Iowa 80. It's really legendary.
Iowa 80 is the biggest truck stop on the planet, spread over half a square mile, with space for 900 trailers and 250 cars.
Welcome to the Iowa 80 Kitchen.
At its heart is the restaurant. It's Iowa 80's very own monster-sized food factory.
Let's go.
Iowa 80's kitchen sprawls over 5,500 square feet. It takes 4 convection ovens, 2 mixers, 4 steamers, 6 fryers, 2 flat grills, and a flame griller to keep this grub-making juggernaut running 24/7. This family-run business opened over 50 years ago when Grandpa Peel opened his truck stop diner here.
When my grandfather started this restaurant, I don't think he could ever imagine that it would have gotten this big.
Half a century later, the 300-seater restaurant feeds over 1,000 guests a day. That's 18 million customers since its doors first opened. And Iowa 80 is more than just a truck stop.
You can't get it here, you can't get it.
As well as the restaurant, it has a barber, a dentist, cinema, half-mile-long chrome store, even its own chapel.
There's always something to do here.
The Iowa 80 truck stop is so legendary, its loyal trucker customers have been coming back for decades.
I've been coming in here probably since the 60s or 70s. I came to Iowa 80 with my father, when I was younger.
I used to come here back in the late 80s.
9 a.m., Outside, the 900 parking bays are filling up fast. Everyone's lured by the famous food at Iowa's legendary rest stop.
Food's great, man. You don't want to tell a hungry truck driver his breakfast isn't ready.
General Manager Rick has served over 20 years in this epic interstate eatery. Today is the first and busiest day of the new trucking season, after the deadly winter roads have thawed.
I'm going to cover about 650 miles today. I'm traveling to Nebraska.
Red-Eye Master Rick's on the early bird shift, feeding the first wave of starving drivers.
I started at 4 o'clock this morning, and this is about midway, so I'm going to give me a nice good breakfast.
It's breakfast like the gasoline that keeps you going throughout the day.
The first rule of Freight Club is start each day on a full tank. And the same goes for the drivers who come from far and wide for Iowa 80's trademark mega breakfast, the Hungry Man.
I came up with the Hungry Man breakfast about 8 years ago. Definitely the breakfast of breakfast.
Hungry Man breakfast is my favorite.
And who wouldn't love 2 large eggs, bacon, hash browns, sausages, and sausage patties, plus 2 flippin' huge pancakes? This is a supersized breakfast for super hungry truckers. Making breakfast here consumes a lot of eggs, 700,000 a year, enough to make an omelet the size of a baseball field, twice over.
To prepare the pancake batter, we're going to start off with the eggs.
Rick beats 24 extra large eggs at a time.
We're going to have enough pancake batter for about 50 pancakes.
Next, it's in with some milk.
This is making me hungry.
And flour. Then, it's griddle time. The Hungry Man is a short order meal. As soon as a check comes in, Rick must whip it up in under 5 minutes.
Now put those mash browns on. Next goes the sausage links, and 2 slices of bacon for each breakfast. The sausage patties. Big truckers need big eggs. Here we have the Hungry Man breakfast.
The Hungry Man breakfast is America's #1 morning meat injection to fill those empty human fuel tanks. Each year, Iowa 80 serves 36,500 Hungry Man breakfasts. That's 36,500 less hungry men and women, at least until lunchtime.
It's got good crispy bacon, eggs, pancakes. It's all very good.
It gives you the protein, everything you need.
10 a.m. The morning rush is going full throttle.
Did you get the patties on that, Hungry Man?
It's pretty crazy right now.
Rick's crew must pump out a plate a minute to keep the truckers fueled up to the max.
Got it.
This is the busiest morning we've had so far this year.
The next wave of starving drivers is about to come crashing in, but breakfast has hit the stockroom hard.
It's getting dangerous. We're getting real low on eggs.
Since the kitchen cracks through over 1,200 eggs a day, it's up to Iowa 80's Mr. Fix-It, Jake, to find emergency supplies.
It's definitely my neck on the line when it comes to supplies. If we run out, it's going to be my fault.
America's biggest truck stop restaurant, Iowa 80 Kitchen, is smack dab in the busiest day of the spring trucking season.
Attention, service and gas star breakfast buffet will be closing in 15 minutes. Thank you.
11 a.m. Ravenous truckers have smashed through 400 breakfasts, and now the morning menu switches to lunch. The heat is also on for Jake Harbeck, the kitchen supply manager and Mr. Fix-It. He's arrived at the suppliers 18 miles away to get enough eggs to last the kitchen until tomorrow.
I need to make sure that we have those extra 500 eggs we need to pick up today. Hey, Brian, you get those extra 500 eggs we needed?
Yes, sir, they're all there.
All right, here, let me give you a hand with that. Sure is a lot of eggs in here. I hope I got these eggs in time before we run out.
And they need all the eggs they can get to bind their most popular lunchtime dish.
The meatloaf is amazing.
Iowa 80's protein-loaded meatloaf has been a trucker's delight for more than half a century. Succulent, steaming beef, still cooked like it was back in the good old days. For their meatloaf alone, Iowa 80 minces through enough ground cow to make 300,000 quarter pounders a year.
You want meat? I'll give you meat.
Chris Hahn is shift manager, and in true Iowa 80 family fashion, she also chips in the kitchen. Making her grandpa's interstate famous meatloaf is her forte.
We start with celery.
Then it's in with Jake's eggs, diced tomatoes, and gallons of sauce.
A big can of ketchup. That's a lot of ketchup. 2 cups of beef base. 2 cups of salsa. A whole bottle of Worcestershire. 4 onions. And 4 tablespoons of pepper. Now to mix this all together, I'm gonna use this giant whip.
You can't make a meatloaf without pounding some serious cow.
Here I have 100 pounds of beef, and it may sound like a lot, but we'll use this much in a single day. We're gonna have to use this industrial-sized mixer. And for that, I'm gonna need this humongous paddle. Truckers like their meat.
Chris mixes the beefy blend in the mega mixer before adding that special spicy sauce.
Now we're gonna add 4 pounds of breadcrumbs to our mixture. I'm sure truckers are dreaming about this all the way down the interstate. Okay, there's so much meat in there, now I need someone to help me lift the bowl. Thank you.
Chris packs the raw meat tightly into trays and gives it a good smackdown.
This is really therapeutic. So now it's ready for the oven.
It takes 2 hours to make this tasty, beefy beast.
And here we go, Iowa 80's famous meatloaf.
Juicy, succulent beef with creamy mash and rich, home-style gravy. No wonder it flies out the kitchen like a plate out of hell. The restaurant serves 73,000 portions of meatloaf a year, enough to feed the real meatloaf forever.
Gravy, my favorite beverage.
I've been dreaming about this meatloaf since Pennsylvania.
I gotta hand it to Iowa, they sure know how to treat their beef.
The meatloaf is going down well with these guys, but there are still hundreds of hungry truckers left to go. The lunchtime rush is full on.
You gotta check out the buffet.
Ribs, chicken.
And for the kitchen crew, this means keeping the jumbo buffet constantly topped up. A lip-smacking smorgasbord 50 gut-busting feet long. The biggest salad bar in the state.
It's getting super busy out there.
It's almost dinner time, the biggest meal of the day, and the kitchen is about to go into overdrive.
We got 900 spaces out there, and they are all filling up.
But there's a problem. One of the kitchen's key cookers has gone down.
This is one of the worst things that can happen to a restaurant. If he doesn't get it fixed soon, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
On Interstate 80 in Iowa, on the busiest day of the new trucking season, the world's biggest truck stop is buzzing with ravenous customers.
We're getting slammed now.
6 p.m., the giant diner is rapidly filling up for dinner.
If you can't stand the heat, don't come in the kitchen.
But at their busiest time, the kitchen is in crisis.
Our pilot light went out in our fryer. We won't be able to get our food out to our customers.
And the orders just keep on coming.
I better get going. It's really piling up out there.
Mr. Fix-It Jake has just 10 minutes to get it running, or hundreds of truckers will go hungry.
This can be very difficult and dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
There's a lot of people out there waiting for their food. I hope Jake can get that pilot light lit real soon.
I think we got this one going. Just gotta wait a couple seconds. All right, I think we got it fixed now.
The mega kitchen machine is back to firing on all cylinders.
There's always pressure, but I have a good team, and we can always deal with pressure. Pressure only makes us work better.
They need their monster grill to cook the kitchen's best-selling dinner order to piggy perfection. Sizzling 3/4 of an inch thick char-broiled pork chops, served with a steaming baked potato and fresh off the farm veg. Iowa 80 Kitchen cuts through 125 tons of pig a year, the same weight as 3 fully loaded semis.
It's gonna get messy in here.
Veteran chef Bobby Mayfield is a past master with a meat cleaver.
Tenderize it, slice it, cut it, pound it.
No one beats their meat and chops their chops quite like Butcher Bob.
Now it's time to get busy.
Bobby hacks his way through 100 tons of beef, 150 tons of chicken, and 125 tons of pork a year.
That's a lot of meat. I love my job.
This is the most dangerous job in the kitchen, and only Bobby's cut out to do it.
You gotta be very careful with this.
These industrial saws are so sharp, they cut through bone like butter. A bad day in the office means it's hand sandwiches for lunch.
One little mishap, you could lose a finger.
To keep the meat cold, he must work at a teeth-chattering 35 degrees.
I can show you how cold it is in this meat room.
So it's not just the saw that's a threat to his fingers. Frostbite is too.
Most people can cut meat for about 5 to 10 minutes. I can do it for about a half hour. I'm used to it. I am a bigger guy, too. A little more meat only.
To keep up with demand for pork chops, Bobby uses his super butcher skills to cut 30 at once.
This is where it all starts, cutting our famous pork chop. This is a day's work right here, 120 pounds of meat.
He cuts each chop 3/4 of an inch thick. But Bobby's skills don't stop there.
This is one of our #1 sellers. Hear the fat and the bone just sizzling. This gives it a nice flavor.
Cooking Iowa's signature pork chops to perfection is a fine art. Charred on the outside, moist in the middle.
I've been cooking these chops for 35 years. It's very important to pay attention. You're off 15, 20 seconds, it's critical. And there we go. Perfect pork chop from the Iowa 80 Kitchen.
A pound of pure porcine pleasure makes this dish the most popular meat to eat at the Iowa 80 truck stop. The kitchen serves up 36,500 of these fork-worthy pork chops every year. Stacked on top of each other, that's a pork chop skyscraper towering 2 Empire State Buildings tall.
They have it just right here. I'll definitely come back and eat this again.
They are good. They're a thicker cut pork chop than you normally get anyplace else.
Another satisfied customer ready to hit the road.
How many miles do you think you've logged in over the years? How many millions of miles have you driven?
Probably 8 or 9 million, probably.
How many coffees is that?
You have to count them by the gallons.
Iowa 80 fuels their truckers with 2 million cups of coffee a year to keep them awake. And with dinner only just warming up, the kitchen is about to reach boiling point.
This is our busiest time of the day.
Lunch is busy, you know, and dinner's even busier. I think this might be one of the busiest days that I've worked this year.
The Iowa 80's kitchen has been powering out plates of home-cooked food from dawn to dusk. Meal after heartwarming, gut-busting meal, keeping America's truckers fueled up on the busiest day of the new season. 8 p.m., night is closing in, and new trucks are arriving at the rate of 3 every minute.
We're rolling now.
Thank you, boys.
Business at the buffet is booming. Staff are in a feeding frenzy, and everyone's after a slice of Iowa 80's signature dessert.
It's like Grandma and my great aunt used to make.
The home-cooked apple dumpling with sweet cinnamon syrup and farm-fresh cream. Kitchen crew here pound 30,000 apples a year, making this all-American classic. Enough apples a day to keep the doctor away for almost a century. Mr. Fix-It Jake is also baking mad, turning out hundreds of the truck stop's trademark apple dumpling at a time.
We're gonna start with 2 pounds of flour, 1.5 pounds of baking shortening or lard, about a tablespoon of salt, cold water.
Next up, those all-important apples. 20 pounds of them. for that authentic flavor, Jake coats the apples in pounds of sugar and cinnamon and leaves to infuse overnight.
I do have a batch that's already ready. And now's the part where we have a lot of fun because we're gonna make a mess.
Jake uses a whole load of flour power to stop his dumpling dough from sticking. Rolls it out.
This is one of the original recipes that came with the restaurant.
He uses coffee cans to cut the dough into circles.
It's the right size that we want. You don't want somebody to be jealous that somebody else's dumpling looks better than theirs does. Now comes the fun part where we get to fill it up.
Jake makes a pastry pocket and stuffs his dumplings just like Grandpa did.
This is where the magic happens.
He seals the deal by making sure all those apples are tucked up tight.
None of the juice is gonna come out and go underneath.
A final sprinkling of that sweet cinnamon fairy dust to give it a crisp caramel crust, and those big appley bad boys are good to bake.
So now we're gonna bake these in the oven at 325 for 45 minutes until they're golden brown.
Now for the special ingredient, their signature apple syrup.
And this is the one that people have come to love. And this is the one that we've been using on our dumplings now for 50 years.
Jake mixes a gallon of apple juice with light corn syrup and butter.
What I have here is cornstarch, half a cup of vanilla. We have a half a cup of lemon juice. We have a tablespoon of cinnamon. And we're gonna add in a cup of apple juice. I wish you could smell this because it smells nice. The syrup's what gives it that extra kick that our customers love.
To finish, Jake lashes the dumplings with syrupy goodness.
That crust is gonna absorb all this good apple flavor.
These sweet, sticky dough balls of deliciousness have been driving America's truck drivers wild for over 50 years. In total, they sell more than 10,000 portions of apple dumpling each year, enough to fill a bumper-sized dump truck.
This apple dumpling good. You can't have none, but it's good. I mean, we're talking good. Grandma style good.
Iowa 80's Monster Kitchen has now been pumping out its famous dishes for almost 24 hours, an engine that never stops running.
I'm very proud of what we've achieved here. We've given people a place to stop, an oasis on the interstate.
As the dinnertime deluge becomes a trickle of midnight munchers, Rick's team can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
It's starting to wind down now. We had a crazy day. I think we set a record, but we're still going to be serving through the night, so the machine just keeps on rolling.
It may be the end of a busy day at the world's biggest truck stop, but here, there are always monster appetites to feed.
I was your size when I started stopping here.